Let's get my YouTube chat up and running. All right. $38 deaths is insane. Also, that is max speed. I was never able to get you up and running. That was kind of unfortunate. I was hoping to get that dusk stone and fully evolve that lamp into a chandelier. That would have been sick. It's a really weird angle for that septile. Oh, I forgot about the Entei. Yeah, that's a sick combo. But ultimately, yeah, I do feel like these six, a fire ground, we've got dark poison, we've got normal bug, fairy steel, dragon fighting, and normal electric. This is a sick Elite Four. All right, let's go through all these guys. So you are holding the life orb. You have a neutral nature. You have Sacred Fire, Dragon Claw, Crunch, and Roost. I think that is a very good set for you. Lamp, you've got the Black Sludge. Interesting. Okay, so you got Surf, Flamethrower, Dragon Pulse, and Quiver Dance. I'd be tempted to try and give you Protect as well and leave you with just 2 damaging moves, because that'd be a really consistent. Also your ability is Levitate. Nice. So you can, yeah, you're immune to ground type moves. Okay, that's a huge ground immunity. Whoops, my bad. So your mass attack plus defense, that's huge actually. 169 special attack, still really good. Moonblast, Shadow Ball, Flamethrower, Flash Cannon with a choice specs item. That's just a very straightforward, amazing Pokemon. Decently fast too with download. I'm gonna want to play this Elite Four without it being like super fast forwarded, so that I can make sure, like, if I swap this in and get the download, I want to know if I get a plus special attack or a plus attack boost, because that would be really, really important in my decision making. Oh my goodness, you with leftovers, X-Scissor, Soft Boiled, Earthquake, and Toxic. Such a consistent mon. I would be tempted to also probably replace Earthquake with Protect on you, because if I need a Toxic stall something, you know, like the leftovers with the Soft Boiled with Protect is just disgusting stall on that. And then Dragon Claw, Fly is not the best move there. Close Combat and Crunch. Really unfortunate that you can't Dragon Dance, but at the same time you are rather slow. Oh, with Intimidate. Okay, that's good to know too. So Intimidate, Battle Armor cannot be crit. Download, Levitate, Pressure. Interesting. And then download again on you, which is plus speed. 200 speed is disgusting on that. Discharge, Signal Beam, Nasty Plot, Shadow Ball with a Citrus Berry, hoping to be able to get a Nasty Plot off before sweeping. Awesome. And besides that, there really isn't anything else to do. I wanted to double check my team. Let me double check that I can't level them up. Nope, doesn't have any effect. Everything is level 69. Nice. Leave it to the Infinite Fusion devs to make the Elite Four level cap 69. That is hilarious. There's nothing else to do. There's no the help man. No, I don't need anything for randomizing. No randomizer issues or anything. Do I just? I mean, okay. One thing I can do is, you know, is there anyone that can relearn any better moves? Also, for the 2 Pokemon that do have the healing over time, do I have the TM for Protect? I think I did see it. Toxic, strong. I do Protect. Okay. I do think that protect on you is going to be insanely useful, and keeping stab X scissor, I think I can get rid of earthquake comfortably. And then protect on you, I think flamethrower and dragon pulse are pretty consistent here. Neither of them are stab though, but granted the stab options are not the best. I wonder if I can yeah, give up and protect. Do I have any sort of like dark pulse? Actually, it would just be dark pulse. Not seeing it. That's fine. Let's go into the movie learner and see what exactly you can learn. Oh, bug bust is pretty good, but nope. Crunch is the best dark type move you get, and we are not looking to boost our physical attack, so I think that works just fine. Thing is, you're not really the most tanky. Well, I mean, you're tanky-ish. I think the Quiver Dance will be pretty situational. I'd say let's keep it, because having the water type and surf could come in handy. I'm gonna be doing a lot of trying to figure out. So then, okay, ultimately the question then is, who do I want to lead with? Probably either Stress Ball or Lamp, because both of them are trying to set up, if they can, in order to get like a really good sweep. I am half thinking I open with Stress Ball and go for there. All right, this is the first time I have been to the Elite Four of a Nuzlocke on stream. This has been an insane run. As you can see in the top left corner of your screen, that is 38 deaths. That is not lying. Let me really quickly show the death box. This is insane. So 38 deaths is a bit clickbait because every single one of these Pokemon are fused, so I'm counting them as 2. So we actually have what, 14 deaths? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, so that should actually be 40. My bad. Death counter should actually be 40. But yeah, 20 deaths in a run, technically 40 if you're counting it as, you know, like each individually fused Pokemon. Like insane. However, Infinite Fusion is very forgiving in a Nuzlocke, especially as a randomizer, because you just get so many encounters in this game. Like this definitely has the most encounters I've ever had in a Nuzlocke game. But let's go for it. Thank God this isn't ice. It'd be fun if I was slipping around. For poison Pokemon. Gotcha. So it'll tell me beforehand, but I really have no way of knowing. So this seems to be a Haunter mixed with a Slacking. Pokemon, what? No, duh. Summary. What is my... Okay, so my physical defense is not the best, but my special defense is also not the best. So do I think that I will be able to... So I can't Shadow Ball it. I'll probably discharge for this. It slips. How's it going? I'm gonna get a Nasty Plot off, and it's gonna go for punishment. And honestly, I could probably get a second Nasty Plot off, but I'm gonna go ahead and discharge because I think that should be plenty for this. Regidrill. That's sick. Is that a Regigigas? Or maybe a Registeel. It might be a Registeel mixed with a Beedrill. Either way, I think a Shadow Ball should be plenty for this. Oh, that's not what we wanted to see. Okay. That is that is a death on the very first Elite Four. Oh my god. Okay. So no matter what, I can go into lamp here, and I am in a really good position to probably just freely flame for the. Oh, I could have gotten a quiver dance off. Let's scout and go for flamethrower and see. Oh, use a superpower. Oh, if that's. Oh, damn it. Got burned and died. That was not what I wanted to happen there. Okay, so blazing. That's sick. You can see all three, the blaziken, the torchic, and the combustion with like the wheezing. That's sick. So obviously this one is, what is my summary? I've got plus defense nature. I think I'm gonna spend this turn getting a quiver dance off. Let's get another quiver dance off, I think. Oh, the Brave Bird did quite a lot of damage. However, I'm now +2 special defense, +2 speed, and +2 special attack. And now if a surf should be totally fine. Just take this thing out, and we get some free recovery with the black sludge. So Crobat mixed with a Sneasel. So probably flamethrower will be the best bet here. Yep. That's sick. Okay, so Golbat with Giratina, probably. Okay, so it is a poison dragon type. Nice. Okay. Well, that sucks. Let's switch that into the back, and then can I, if I go to D-bag, can I just heal this specific Pokemon? I don't think there is a specific thing for that, so I guess I'll just have to use that, and not rare candy. I want fresh water. It Slips, how's it going? Quiver Dance is nuts, especially on this Pokemon. Lamp over here. It is a poison dark type. Yeah, no, bro, you've been streaming consistently every day for a long time, and you did a lot. There was a lot of talking, a lot to commentate on with the rapid fire Ironmon, like this and that. Speaking of which, how did that go? I didn't really see much of anything after you did you get 2 Brock and lose 2 Brock? I think you lost 2 Brock. Nice. Is that run still going, or did you like die later on after Brock? I'll continue on Sunday. Nice. I think I have Sunday off, so if I can, I'll definitely try to catch that stream and see like how that's going. What Pokemon are you running with for that? Oh, he's like all fiery. Okay, so what is this guy? Ghost type Pokemon. Hoo-ha. Ampharos with speed boost. Nice. Ampharos is okay. So not only do I have the wrong Pokemon out in the front for some reason, but this is also not a good matchup. Granted, I am in a really good position because as a fire ground type, because that is what I am, right? Fire ground. It's been a few days. So, yep, fire ground. As a fire ground type staring down a Groudon, I'm very likely baiting out a ground type move. And as I was like focus. I'm going to get back to the game. As I was trying to say earlier, Lamp is a poison dark type. But you're like, oh, but poison is weak to ground, right? In fact, ground is its only weakness because poison and dark, they complement each other incredibly well. But it brought the levitate ability over from Hydreigon, so it has no weaknesses. Oh, use Grudge. What does Grudge do? That is something that I should learn. Yeah, Lamp is insane. Let me swap with Chrome while I'm googling this. Hello? Hurry up. Grudge Pokemon moves. Grudge. If the user faints after using this move, the PP of the opponent's last move is depleted. Gotcha. So I don't know that still applies because that would have had to been used like right now. Okay, so Yedon is a ground type no matter what. So I think a Surf should do super effective damage. Destiny Bond. Okay, we're gonna swap out into probably Battle Axe. I think is gonna be the easiest way to do this. Gonna attack, full restore, and then we are gonna be locked into whatever move we choose here. In fact, we are a dragon fighting type. I think I'm gonna lock myself into Dragon Claw or Crunch. I think he's a ghost type. Yeah, he is a ghost type. So I got Mummy, got Mean Look, can't escape. That's totally fine. Okay, cool, that works. Now I am locked into Crunch. I've been intimidated. Let's probably swap into Girly Mech, in all honesty. I think I got an attack boost there. I keep on telling myself I'm gonna like check it. Let's lock myself into Moonblast with choice specs. Cool, that takes it out super easy. So this is a ghost ground type. I'm locked into Moonblast, which is pretty good, but it's probably gonna go for a ground type move that's super effective against me, in which I can very safely swap into Lamp here. Payback, okay, never mind. I just don't know what's gonna happen then. If that's the best that it's got, I should be able to wall this thing pretty safely. So let's go for one Quiver Dance and kind of scout when it's going. Oh, Hex, super safe. +2, Hex, and I just heal back. +3. Oh, this is so safe. I'm gonna go for +4 just because. And then we sweep this fight. This fight's over. Surf, super effective. Get out of here. Easy sweep now. Yeah, 100%. Cleft him. So this is a fairy ghost type, I'm assuming. So we are not locked into any specific move with this guy. We probably don't Dragon Pulse. Probably just Surf. It really doesn't matter what we choose here. I'm surprised it survived. What? Was that like some sort of sturdy? No, he's just that tanky. Okay. Just has really good special defense, I guess. Honbuzz. This is a ghost electric type, I believe. Surf should be plenty for this. And we just win. All right. So what is my opening Pokemon? It is Hobbit. I think I want to switch that out for probably Girly Mech. I think that might be the best decision here because Girly Mech is a really, really strong steel steel fairy type, actually. And I am also going to slow down the game so I can tell which boosts I got. Because if I got a boost to my special attack, then that is amazing. Okay, so I'm at normal speed now. Pokemon for fighting. I'll show you how ice type. Okay, that's actually really good. I brought the right Pokemon to lead because as a steel stab type, I get really good flash cannon. Okay, so what kind of offensive boost do I get here? Download, attack. Okay, so I am not really boosted anything crazy here. So Sunrest. This could have a ground type move. I'm not super confident that this is the right play here. I think I am going to pivot into Lamp to scout what it's going to do because I think it's going to go for a ground type move. Use Thunderbolt. Interesting. Okay, so then I'm going to go for Flamethrower because I can guarantee take one more. Flail really didn't do anything, actually. I'm going to go for a Quiver Dance and... oh, perfect time to do a Quiver Dance. Let's go. Like, I'm not exactly trying to make this just like a Quiver Dance fest, but like if I've got like the right opportunities for it, like this is super safe. Let's go one more and then probably one more after this as well. Revenge will do a little bit, but nothing crazy. And then yeah, I'm still super safe. Yeah, it's too good. And in like a Nuzlocke, that can be very easily get out of hand like this. Like you go with what you got, like straight up. I'm not pulling my punches. I've lost 40 Pokemon. That is 20 different fusions that I've lost. Ginosum. I don't think it matters what it is. It's a guaranteed an ice type, and it just goes down to Flamethrower. So this is going to be a water ice type. However, I think we're totally safe to go to flamethrowers. Should take this out just fine. It might go for a healing move. Yeah, full restore. And then we do the flamethrower and we outspeed and we flamethrower it again. That's really good for stalling out like a few turns to get healing back over time with the black sludge. That's a sick fusion. Genuinely, that looks so cool. That's a Flygon and Regice. Oh my god. It's gonna have really bulky special defense, I think, or is it physical defense? Yeah, it is special defense. Regice is a really tanky mon. However, did it have slow start? It might have had slow start. I don't know if that's why. I don't know why it missed its turn. Let's go for Surf here. That's gonna be a Entei mixed with a Weavile. That's kind of fun, actually. We'll fire ice Pokemon. All right, so bag, yeah, fresh water. Let's go ahead and use that. Lamp is just carrying this. Like, the funny thing is, I keep swapping into it. Yeah, right, bro. I swear to God, this is just like my luck with this. Let's also check my PP. I am running low a little bit. Do I have the ether to be able to? Don't. All right, let's go into this. Virtually indestructible. Oh, wait, did I miss? I missed what typing it is. Okay, so I'm gonna have to pay attention to what all these Pokemon have in common. So we are Espeon and Lix. I don't really know what that is. Swirlix. So it is a, yeah, Swirlix, Espeon. Gotcha. Yeah. So it's either Psychic or Fairy. I could lock into Shadow Ball or Flash Cannon here. Did you also pay attention? Did I get a attack or a special attack raise? I don't know which one I got. Either way, this one will be super effective. I'm gonna go for Flash Cannon just because it's stab over, yeah, so that guarantees a one-hit KO. Now I'm locked into Flash Cannon. It is most definitely, oh, this is a really good matchup. Diancie is insanely tanky, and it's got the head. Oh, that's a really good pair. It's got the attack stat of Mamoswine and the body, like the defensive stats of Diancie. However, I think that means that it is a Fairy Ice type, which is quad weak to Flash Cannon. Yep, that was right. Now we are a Sylveon mixed with Mew, which is really kind of creepy, kind of cool. Oh no, Rose's defense. Oh, it survived. That's surprising, actually. Okay, so full restore, Flash Cannon, and then okay, that was just a high roll. Cool. And then this is, yeah, no, this just goes down. How did it survive? Okay, so it set up light screen. That's not the best, but we. Oh, so then this takes just a free dark key. That's great. So it used double team, and we just land. Okay, that's lucky. Cool. And then now all we need to do is just spam Flash Cannon until this thing goes down. It hits us with the Moonblast. The first time we've gotten hit this fight, which is insane. Gorilla is a boss. That's sick. Okay. Wait, the next one's the champion. Oh my god, this has gone by so quick. Okay. If that's the case, I'm gonna go ahead and debug. What am I trying to do? Heal party. There we go. So now if I check my Pokemon, that didn't work. What? Does this not work in the Elite Four? Which I wouldn't be complaining if it did. Okay, there we go. That time I got the proc. Cool. So Stress Ball is dead. Yeah, no, we're not using Stress Ball. Stress Ball is effectively dead. I can't swap it in for dead weight. If it comes down to just him, then we lose. So far it hasn't been all that bad, but this is still this is the champion. All right. Am I about to beat my first Nuzlocke on stream? So Scissorpod, so it is the body of Golisopod with the head of Scizor? Is that what that is? So what is this? A water steel type? Either way, it's either water steel or it's like pure bug. If it's pure bug, that'd be hilarious. I think it is water steel too. So I think baiting out what it's gonna go for with probably really safe flamethrower or shatter ball. I think shadow ball is the best. It missed. Okay, I'm gonna try that again. Faint. Okay, that's fine. Shadow ball, we're locked in. That's fine. We should be totally okay with the HP that we've got so far, and we just take it out. So that's so fine. That's free. Houndsing. This is probably a fire. Yeah, fire poison, in which we switch this in. If it has levitate, then this is going to be awkward, but I use nasty plot. That's not the best. Oh, I don't have. Oh, I thought I had earthquake on you. Oh, that's not good. Oh, I would much rather have earthquake than crunch. Okay, that's not the best, but I think we can make do. Let's go for a dragon claw. Ooh, so crunch. Okay, so at least it raised its special attack. No, it's physical attack. So I do outspeed. I'm gonna go for another dragon claw, which takes a little bit of HP out, and then it goes for flamethrower. And then I do outspeed, so I'm gonna go for roost here. See how much health I get back. You go for crunch. And then I do think that dragon claw KOs here. Oh, okay, so that's fine. So it goes for that, and then I go for roost again. We just continue this dance for a little bit. I use crunch, and then I go dragon claw again, I think. Goes nasty plot. That's totally fine. I am going to, yeah, I'm going to dragon claw one more time, and it takes about. Okay, cool. Cool. Weavile. Is that just a Weavile with a Weavile? That's kind of funny. I am gonna roost. Okay, so it does outspeed me. That's really, really good to know. Let's go for Sacred Fire. Cool. Really playing risky with my HP stat here. So this is a Tyranitar. It did just set up the Sandstorm. So that is good to think about. Let's probably switch. I'm just gonna try to go for a rock move. I'm really tempted to go back into Gorilla Mech. I'm really playing risky with my HP right now, but okay. So now let's go with Shadow Ball. It outspeeds me. That's really surprising. So it's a dark type. Oh, I think it's Ghost Dark. Oh, so then I actually should have done the other one. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, it is Ghost Dark. Let me go into what do you know? Let me go into Lamp, because I think this is just a super safe play to resist. Yep, and I'm immune to Psywave, so that's good. And then healing up. Okay, cool. I think I should be super safe to go for one. Yeah, oh, that's a great turn for to go for a healing move. All right, so as a Ghost Dark, let's nothing is stabbed, so it doesn't really matter what I go for. Let's probably just go for Flamethrower. Okay, Astonish, that's fine. I mean, there's really no reason to not. I mean, I'm trying to not just like Quiver Dance spam just because it's a little bit lame. I mean, especially on the last battle, like what are the stakes? Okay, so heals up again, and then we just continue the same dance. If I get a burn off, this would be amazing. This should be like the last turn of Sandstorm. Unless this is, oh my god, how many? At this point, I might go for another Quiver Dance just because this is taking so long. Yeah, that's the downside with Astonish. I don't understand. Oh, now I got the burn, so now it's just dead to burn, no matter what. Oh, it just barely survived. Okay. Oh, but then just dies. Okay. Oh, it got hit by. That's funny. It was getting hit by its own Sandstorm. Furlim, let's go for Surf. Sturdy, that's totally fine, and it raises its special defense. Oh no. Yeah, that is a little bit lame. That it's like its move was Astonish. Like its best move was Astonish. Okay, so this is probably either a water poison type or water grass type. Either way, I'm gonna go Dragon Pulse because that's just super safe. And then let's go surf again. And then that's that. Then I win. All right, let's set that death counter correctly to 42. And yeah. Lauren! Congrats to the new Pokemon League champion. Goes to the Palatine, age. But I'm disappointed. Why does he just like shun his grandson? I heard he beat Elite Four, but when I got here, you had already lost. Bro just like completely disses him. I understand why you lost. You have forgotten to treat your Pokemon with trust and love. Without them, you never become a champ again. Oh my god. Like his grandson became the champion and then gets diffed, and then he just like, bruh. Girly Mech, Lamp, Hobbit, let's go. Didn't even need to use I used it like once, and then Stress Ball. Yo, what a go-to team for a randomizer. That was a blast. I think I had a lot of fun there. Cool. I beat my first Nuzlocke on stream. Granted, I kind of had exactly the same thing that you had hit slips with your randomizer, that it was just like easy. Like, why did that Tyranitar only have Astonish as its like attacking move? Like, what is that? And like there were a few other ones too. I'm half tempted. I want to think about what the next Nuzlocke I do is, because I'm half tempted to go back to Renegade Platinum after taking a bit of a break. I'm half tempted to play this game again, either unrandomized or on the most insane randomized mode, where like, you know, you can run into legendaries from the get-go. Because I like Infinite Fusion a lot. I think it's a really, really fun game. I should try Ironmon. I don't have it set up. Maybe next stream or sometime eventually I can try Ironmon. I do think it'd be kind of fun, but I'm not the biggest fan of reset hells, because Ironmon is a reset hell. Let's be real. I'm also tempted to do I have an idea. I could do a tier list video on it's more fun people to watch than to stream. Yeah, no, for sure. Like I think it could be an interesting one eventually, but if I'm gonna do some sort of intense like stream that's like really, really difficult to do, I'd rather do like Run and Bun and try to beat that game, because that requires at least more strategy, more like there's things that I can do. Ironmon is just like 100% luck, and then like, okay, 99% luck and 1% skill. Once you actually have your good Pokemon that you're running the run with, and you've gotten good moves and everything, it's just like piloting it and getting to the end of the game and beating it with your one Pokemon. But like to get to that point is, you know, like we've said, it's like almost 1,000 resets. And that number's not fudged at all. I don't know. I was kind of hoping the Elite Four battle would take a bit longer than that. I've only been streaming for half an hour, like barely. An honest day's work, half an hour stream. Whoo. No, I want to pivot to something else. I'm not sure what I want yet. I'm thinking. What do you think hit slips? I'm thinking between 3 options. I'm half tempted to record a Pokemon tier list video on stream. That could be a quick hour-long thing that I could do. Just like that one's in the essence of like, I have had my bias of what are like my favorite Pokemon like skewed because of, you know, like competitive bias or what's good in Nuzlockes or whatnot. I have a friend of mine who recently got into Pokemon, and he really likes Decidueye and whatnot, and then my immediate thought was like, oh yeah, but Decidueye's trash. And then that got me thinking, and I was like, well, I haven't thought about Pokemon in a purely aesthetic way in a long time, so I really don't even know what my favorite Pokemon are anymore. And so I thought it could be kind of fun to go on a stream and pull up like a tier list of all the Pokemon and just kind of like rate them how I think they are, like setting aside my bias on like how their stats are, how good they are in VGC, how good they are in runs, how good they are for this or that. And then just like figure out, you know, like what actually are my favorite Pokemon. I think that might be what I do, and then I might like pivot back into the whatever the next Nuzlocke I want to do is. I'm not sold on going back into Renegade Platinum. I was half tempted to Nuzlocke Pokemon Black or Pokemon White, but then I was looking at like the team sheets for that, and then like it doesn't look that hard. But then again, if I do the Drayano one, it looks really hard. So I don't know if I want to do that either. I don't know. I'm kind of back and forth. Either way, for now, let's swap into Chrome. I think I'm going to do this because this will set me up better for that. I'm also going to record this one on YouTube, and I want to test how well I can stream and record at the same time. So let me look up Pokemon tier list. Aha, I can. Oh, the ads suck. Yeah, doing this on like an ad blocker website or something would make this a lot easier for me in all honesty. All right, let's make S tier be the boys. That could be Fugly. It's gonna be like meh. It's I guess. Okay. To Phil? Who's Phil? I don't think I know this guy. Okay. So, God, that's so many Pokemon to get through. I'm not doing all those. Oh, and these are all the forms too. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. I really haven't looked at this much. That's really annoying that I've got ads on this. Can I sort of do this on some sort of like an ad blocker website? Actually, big brain strat. I can literally just wait, nope. Scoot this down a bit more, and then aha. Now my webcam covers up the ad. Let's go. That's hype. That actually works really, really well. Let me close out that. If I have to open it again, I totally can. All right. I know I just explained this, but now I gotta do like a YouTube intro. Also, let me completely change what this is. Awesome. Cool. So that is updated. Oh, that's annoying. Oh my god, that's beautiful. Oh, there's actually, oh. Wait, what? Now they're just like cleared. Like now they're just grayed out. What? Hmm. Whale Lord S tier, let's go. What's up, Raya? I'm currently trying to figure out if I want, because I don't like the ads on this. I mean, I guess it's fine. It is what it is, but it's a little bit annoying. Um, I don't know. Either way, the purpose of this video, because I am recording this as a YouTube video as well, is I have a friend of mine who just got into Pokemon recently for the first time, and his favorite Pokemon is Decidueye. Right, I think I know exactly who I'm talking about, and my immediate thought was, oh, Decidueye is cool, but his stats are awful. He's one of the worst starters in terms of like competitive usefulness, and then that got me thinking. I was like, well, I've been a fan of Pokemon for a long time, but like my idea of what makes a good Pokemon or not, or what Pokemon I like, has been heavily skewed over the years, and a lot more Pokemon have been released since then, to where like I no longer think about Pokemon off like face value. I always consider their stats, I consider how their usefulness, I consider my experiences with them through competitive, through Nuzlocke, through the different runs I've made, and I like what I view as my favorite Pokemon or not has just gotten like jumbled over the years. And so like scaling it back and taking away all the biases that I've gone over the years, I kind of don't really know anymore what my favorite Pokemon actually are. Like, for example, do I actually like Fluttermane because it's got amazing stats, or do I like how it looks aesthetically? You know, or same with some of these other Pokemon. And so I just kind of want to like, you know, just chug through this and see what I actually like, what I don't, because I'm curious. And I want to make a section on my Twitch, like about me page, about, you know, like what are my favorite Pokemon. And so in order to do that, I kind of got to just like slowly go through a tier maker and figure it out for myself. I don't like, oh my goodness, I am so annoyed by this. I like having the chat on screen, but like with, maybe I could, oh yeah, that works. I think I'll put the chat above my webcam. It's a little awkward, but at least it's not like completely whited out by the ad behind it. So start out the Kanto starters. I'm not a fan of Bulbasaur. I think Ivysaur is kind of fun. But then like Venusaur, I'm not the biggest fan of, in all honesty. Yep, start with starters. I mean, I'm just gonna go for what's on my thing and then go from there. I'm not gonna go with the G Max or the Mega versions. I'm just gonna go for just like the base, which could get jumbled over time. I could do this. Hang on, let me do this. Don't care. And then this one can be fugly. Aha. So then all the ones that I'm not going to rank, I can just drop in there. Big brain strats. Start with Wailord. I don't even know where Wailord is on here. I think he's Gen 1, so he shouldn't be that far down. Maybe he's not Gen 1. Oh god, I can get lost in this pretty quickly. There's literally over 1,000 of them. I don't know what Gen Wailord is. Because we're in Gen 5 now. No, there's no way it was a Gen 8 Pokemon. Oh, there he is. I see Wailord. All right, as Raya's request, Wailord, I think he's a fun one. I think he is probably like an A tier, like an almost goated. I think I like it. It's long and just bloated. I think he's great. I'm gonna just put this out there. Boom, one of the boys, straight up. I love Charizard. He's always one of my favorites. I'm gonna put. I guess by default then I have to put all three of these as, you know, like the boys, unless I don't really care to like put all of the early evolutions in. I'm only counting the late stage, in which I think just to keep it less jumbled, I might actually do that. Yeah, I think that'll make it look a lot neater. Think about the body slam. Look, man, I think Wailord is, I think almost goated is right where I want Wailord to be. Blastoise, I think sits right next to it. Blastoise is by far my second favorite of the original starters. Charizard is one of my favorites of all time, 100%. Blastoise has always been one of my favorites. I am still disappointed that it's not actually a water steel type. Kyle did a really good job of explaining that to me, that a steel type wasn't even a thing in Gen 1, and that's just why Blastoise isn't water steel. But I think that is very fair for that. Butterfree, I think goes in the decent category. It's one of those I just kind of don't care about. Beedrill also probably even goes lower than that. It's like the okay. Pidgeotto, I think goes into the decent tier, in all honesty. Do I want to include Megas in this? Just because I like Megas a lot, I might include Megas in this, in all honesty. No, let's not include Megas. Although I do think aesthetically, Mega Pidgeot is one of my favorites. Yeah, I'll include Megas. Okay, I'm gonna put that in there. I'm gonna put this. Yeah, probably in up in S tier. Mega Pidgeot goes almost goated. I think. Honestly, no, probably even higher. Just because Mega Pidgeot, like, I love the color palette going on there. I like the red and I like the blue in the tips, and it looks so cool. It's a really good way to bring like a mid Pokemon up. I think Mega Venusaur doesn't really add any interest to the thing. It just has a taller tree and you can barely even tell it's a Mega besides like the big leaf in his forehead. Rattata and Raticate, I'm just gonna put down. They've never stood out to me. I know some people have, like, you know, I don't know. Some people really like them. Some people like them for Nuzlocking and whatnot. I think Fearow also belongs over in that area. I know it was one of my first flying type Pokemon, but it's just, eh. Ekans and Arbok also most definitely going height. Pikachu is honestly one of the goats. I'm gonna put him up in almost goated. Okay, the G-Max Pikachu deserves to be up there too, just because like the fat boy Pikachu quality. Raichu, one of the boys. I have very fond memories of Raichu. And I think aesthetically it looks like really, really cool. I mean, like I said, Wailord is A tier, I think, for me. I like him too. I just don't like him that much personally. It's totally fine if Wailord is your favorite Pokemon. But like, I don't know. Speaking of which, Sandslash, I think both, no, honestly, that might go even higher. I love the aesthetic of the Alolan Sandslash. I think he is so fun. I also like normal Sandslash a lot. Although now that I look at it a lot more, I think he probably deserves more to be in the decent. But Alolan Sandslash, peak. I love ice types. I love the aesthetic of the blue and the white. I think it looks like really fun. I think that is probably fair to put those. I've never really cared about this. I know Clefairy is an absolute goat and competitive, but I don't know, don't really care. Ninetales look really cool. I'll put probably both of them in decent. Actually, I'll put you up in A tier. I think that's where that belongs. Jigglypuff is annoying in Smash Bros. But besides that, I don't really care. No. Oddish is fun. Let's see here. Oh, good God. I've got so many Pokemon to go through. Am I sure I want to do this to myself? All right, let's power through. Because I am really curious to see how it ends up. So let's just power through. Gloom, Vileplume. I don't really care besides that. Paris is Parasect is fugly. Both of these are fugly. Okay, you're but like Venomoth is Venonat is fugly. Venomoth is fine, I think. The Diglets are, let's put you there and you there. Yeah, I think Alolan Diglett definitely deserves to be in the fugly slot. Meowth, I don't care about. Hisui and Meowth I think deserves to be in the decent area, but Psyduck I think belongs okay with that. Mankey is objectively Digtrio and Willer should be S tier. I think they're both solid A tier Pokemon. I think Digtrio is a hilarious mon. I think they're both hilarious mons, but it just doesn't scream S tier to me. These ones are just like awesome. I think all of them look like really cool, just like very clean designs. Much like Hisui and Arcanine, S tier as well is one of my favorite Pokemon. Arcanine regular is probably a solid A tier. I'm noticing I really like my reds and my blues. Interesting. Poliwrath I've never cared about. I think it's an Aitmon. I think it looks kind of awkward just as is. Abra is kind of fun. I think Abra is like okay, but then everything else progressively I just care less and less about. Mega Alakazam I think is funny, but I think it stays there as well. Machamp I think is pretty a-okay. I don't really care for. I'm not gonna put the G-Max up there. Let's see, the Bellsprouts. I think Victreebel also belongs to the okay. I'm gonna put this one in fugly just because why not? I wish it showed you what they were called. Tentacool and Tentacruel. Just that's just I. I wonder if I want this to get this jumbled, or if I should instead kind of start like scrolling through and going one by one and just picking out what I actually care about, and like focusing on like these top 3 or so ones, or top 4 or so, because there's like these bottom 3 are going to fill up so much faster, and maybe I can focus more on like what is actually what I think is like fugly, skipping the ite and going from like okay and onward. I think that might be better potentially. Like a lowland graveler I think is A tier, borderline S tier, just because I think that Golem is so uninteresting that like they just did such a good job of like giving it like a little mustache and everything, all the stuff, and the electric like things that they added to it. I think it belongs in like the almost goated tier. I think that fits very nicely for me. Rapidash I think very comfortably fits in the okay. No, I put him back. He's not quite S tier. He's almost goated. I think that is very fair for that. I don't really care for Galarian Rapidash. I think that's just kind of like the Slowbros I don't really care about, like not the Kanto or the Galarian ones. Magnemites I don't really care for. The Farfetch'd never been a fan of. Like I'm gonna put this one in okay, just because canonically the way that Dodrio flies is by spinning all of its heads by the neck like a helicopter, and canonically that's genuinely how it flies. How it gets anywhere and like knows where it's going, I don't know, but it's hilarious. So for that lore fact by itself, it goes to okay, but besides that I really don't care about Dodrio. Spheal is cute, so I'm gonna put it decent, but besides that I don't really care about it all that much either. The Mucks, okay, I think a lone Muck is cool, so I think that belongs in decent. I think the Alolan Muck kind of cooks a little bit, but it's not like enough. You Cloyster's funny. Let's see here. Gengar is a really popular one. I think Gengar to me goes in the decent. However, Mega Gengar is easily S tier. Easily S tier. Especially shiny Mega Gengar. I love the gradient going from like that bright to the dark, and then like the Mega Gengar with like the pure white is just so sick. I love him a lot. Onyx used to be one of my favorites, so I'm gonna put him in okay, but now I think he just looks kind of silly. He looks kind of stupid. Let's see here. I don't really care about these guys. Kingler I think just kind of goes in like the okay. The Electrodes I think they're just kind of dumb. Alolan Executor I think goes in the almost goated just because how stupid he looks. Alolan Marowak though, the Alolan's kind of cooked. I think it fits in A tier. I think that fits there pretty well. So I was down here. I don't really care about any of those guys. Lickitung I think is funny. I think he goes in the decent tier. Galarian Weezing I think is really fun. I think it goes in the almost goated slot. I think they did a really good job of mixing up that design. Rhydon I think is really fun. It's like simple, but I think it wasn't actually like I think we were just having this conversation the other day, like yesterday, but that like how Rhydon was like the first Pokemon ever designed, and I think that it was a great start. It's like simple, but like I don't know, that's just that's a Pokemon. I think they cooked with like that very from the get-go. Chance don't care about Tangela, I think is just a little ball of spaghetti. I am hesitant to put it in almost goated. I think that's where it belongs to me. It's really weird, like shutting off my competitive brain and what I think about it, and like letting the Pokemon itself, just like the image, speak to me. I think that's really fun. Seadra I think is fun. I think that goes in okay, but Kingdra might go in the A tier potentially. Sea King I think goes in decent. Yeah, I think decent is a good place for that. Starmie and Staryu I think are overhyped. I'm gonna put it in okay. Mr. Mime, Fugly, get that out of here. I don't like that Pokemon. Mr. Rhyme is fine, I guess. Jinx, get that in Fugly. Oh my god. Scyther I think is a lot of fun. It's another one that I think is decent but overhyped, like right next to Gengar. Both of these are some of like the staples of Pokemon. But I don't know, they don't speak to me as much as some of the other ones do. Magmar I think is fun if you didn't have like a big old butt cheek on his forehead. And I think Electivire is really cool, but yeah. Tauros I've never really cared about, and the Hisuian ones are about the same. Like I'll put that up there too. The Paldean ones, not the Hisuian ones. Magikarp is just fun. I love its Fu Manchu. I'll put him right there. And then the Gyarados I think is also like, you know, right up there. I think I'll put the Magikarp up there as like almost goated. As like a design, I like its really long Fu Manchu it's got going on there. I think it's a fun one. Mega Gyarados, because I am trying to do all of the megas. I think Mega Gyarados goes in the decent one right next to it. I think that everyone wanted to be a dragon type, and so they went further into dragon, but then they made it a dark type instead. I think if they went into the dragon aesthetic and made it a water dragon type, it could have been really cool. But I think they kind of dropped the ball on that one, personally. Kangaskhan, I think it's just okay in terms of like, I think it's fun that they added the little kid in there with it. That was in the pouch and then brought it out, but like, Let's see here. Pinsir and Mega Pinsir I've never really cared about. I'm gonna put that over here as okay, as well as both of them. Lapras is one that a lot of people love. I'm gonna put this one down here actually. I think that's fair. Ditto is a meme, so I'm gonna put it as almost goated. I think I love the Ditto meme. Eevee is a fan favorite. I'm gonna put it down here along with the others of like overhyped. I feel like, I don't know, where am I over here? Oh, so I'm at some of the evolutions. Okay. Jolteon I think is a goat. I think Jolteon is one of the best evolutions. I think Vaporeon is almost goated. And I think I'm going to put Flareon as almost goated as well. Mostly because I think it could have been more fiery in its design. And I think that his stats and his moveset and everything really fail him, which I know I'm trying to be like only aesthetic, but like I think almost goated is a really good place to put him for that aspect as well. Because they just like really missed the ball. If they updated his moveset and gave him some better stuff, I think he could be a lot better of a Pokemon and people could like, you know, appreciate him more. I just saw him skipping a few, but Snorlax is one of the boys for sure. Get him up there. Nice. What did I miss? I think Kabutops looks really cool. Genuinely. I might put him up. I think like Kabutops has just like the better aesthetics than Scyther, maybe because like he has a more like exaggerated like claws, and I like the really sharp head. I think, is he an S tier? I think he might be an A tier. I think Kabutops might be an A tier. Where am I? I'm over here. Omastar, I really don't care about. I think you're kind of cute. I'll put you over in the decent, but Omastar, I think is kind of fugly, not gonna lie. I have never cared about you. I think I'm gonna put you in like the okay. And then the rockier version of you, I'm gonna put in the decent. Okay, the more I look at Omastar, I'm gonna put it in like the A tier. I think that is a cute Pokemon. I like the way he's like, looks like he wants to throw hands with you. Quality mon. Porygon, I have never really cared for. God, I'm like losing where I was every single time. All right. This, the fire chicken, the spicy McChicken nuggets, gets to the bottom of the okay. Galarian Moltres goes way up top to the boys. In fact, the whole Galarian trio, I think, goes right up to the top of the boys. They cooked so hard on all three of these designs. I genuinely love them. Articuno, I think, also probably goes into the boys. I love the aesthetic and the really ribbony tail that it has. And then Zapdos, I think, goes in A tier, like high A tier. Should put it above Wailord, just to bug Raya. I think things are updating on my Discord behind. I'm getting like completely like thrown off. I think Dragonite is another one of those that some people really love. I'm not the biggest fan of. I think Dragonair is a really sleek Pokemon, and can pretty safely go around that there where it's like almost goated. I think that's a very fair place to put it. Mewtwo is an almost goated for sure. And then the Mega Mewtwo's, I think you look sick. I think Mega Mewtwo Y is such a cool like improvement on the regular Mewtwo. Then Mega Mewtwo X, it's a really cool concept, but I think it looks really chunky. I'm put it in the okay. Where was I? I'm at Mew, and then Chikorita's next. Okay. Mew, I think, is a really fun one that I think goes in like high decent, like the highest decent. I feel like it's, no, I think I might put it over here. Yeah, it's like somewhere in between, maybe like the bottom of almost goated, because he's a really, Mew is a really fun one, but I don't know. It doesn't speak to me as much as some of the other ones do. Chikorita, I don't care about any of these starters. Typhlosion looks really cool. Hisuian Typhlosion is honestly kind of fire, pun intended. I'll put that one in like maybe pretty high decent. But the rest of these starters, I personally think kind of fall off a little bit. They just don't speak to me as much. Furret, straight to S tier. I love him. I love everything about him. He is really cool. If I could get like a Furret plush or something, that'd be sick. Hoothoot, I think is funny, but he goes pretty up there. Crobat, I've grown an appreciation for over the years, so I'm going to put him in high decent. Chinchou, I think, is a really fun one, and I'm going to put him in Chinchou and Lantern both in the decent category. There we go. Where am I? Okay. all of the baby Pokemon. I don't really care about these. Xatu, I think is a really, really fun mon. I actually love the design a lot. I'm gonna put him in almost goated. I think his stats fall off and a lot of people overshadow him because of the stats, but I think it's a really fun design. The kind of like the totem and whatnot. Like a totem bird. I think it kind of cooks in all honesty. Ampharos and Mega Ampharos. Mega Ampharos, I think, is straight S tier. Well, maybe high A tier. And then regular Ampharos is, where'd it go? There you go. Regular Ampharos is probably going to be like lower A tier. I think it's a really fun mon. Interesting. Anyway. What else? Oh, Azumarill. Oh my goodness. Azumarill goes. Here's the thing. I think Azumarill's design, I think, fits around the almost goated. My experience with Azumarill goes into S tier. So I think I'm going to put it like right above Xatu. I think that's about where that belongs. Politoed is really fun. I think I'm going to put it like really high decent, actually. Probably around there. Sudowoodo, I hate. So really low height, just because I don't understand why it's not a rock grass type. I'm okay with it being a rock type, but why not make it a rock grass type? It's one of the only, it would be one of the only ones to ever be like that. I think all of the Hoppip line is kind of dumb. I'm gonna put this in like high fugly. Sunflora, I just think is the Onma line, A lot of people have a lot of love for Quagsire. I think he's high decent. I think he's got a really dumb face and I think he's cute, but like he doesn't speak to me as much as some of the other ones do. Umbreon and Espeon. Espeon I've had a lot of really good experiences with. So I want to put it in really high decent, but aesthetically, I don't know, the whole naked cat thing. Maybe low, almost goated behind Mew. And then Umbreon, I think shiny Umbreon is really cool. I am going to go past my idea because Umbreon is not an attacker. And I think it looks really cool, but I think every time I went to use it, I've had a bad experience with it because it just does subpar damage, like insanely subpar damage. And it just like affects my bias of it all the time. But I'm going to try to shut off my competitive brain and allow me to think like, no, I do think it looks really cool. Probably put it right there. I think it's like almost goated, maybe S tier. So I'll probably put it like right there above Mega Ampharos. I think that's a fair place to put it for me. Misdrevious I think is a really fun mon. I think I'm gonna put it in like really high decent, maybe even like mid almost goated. I think that's a very fair place to put that. This one looks like a bong and I think that's funny. Okay, this guy looks kind of like a superhero. I think that is the Galarian Slowking. I think I'll put him there. I think that's very fair for that. All right. The Wobbuffet line, I think is fun from Smash Bros and from Pokemon Go. So I think I'm gonna put it in high decent, but besides that, I don't really care for it all that much. Giraffe Rig. Oh no. Fortress is kind of silly. I'm not the biggest fan of it. Dunsparce. I'm not a fan of Gligar as well. Like, I think it's decent. I have to put the Megas up. So let's put Mega Steelix as like high decent. I don't really care about it all that much. Caesar, I think, is the one of the superior ones. I think that goes in almost goated. And then so below the unknowns, and Mega Caesar, I think, goes right next to it. Like, I think that's a fair place to put that. In fact, I might even put Mega Caesar as GOAT, as one of the boys. Maybe like right there, maybe above. Yeah, I think that's a fair place to put that. I like that a lot. Shuckle, I've always thought was kind of dumb. I hear my friend, like an old friend, saying don't fuckle with the Shuckle, which is funny, but Heracross I think is fun. I think he's like an almost pretty mid A tier, and Mega Heracross I think is a blast. I think that goes in like high A tier. I don't care about the Sneasels. Teddy Ursa I think is cute. I think Teddy Ursa is high A tier as well. Mega Houndoom I think is really high A tier. Not that high A tier. I think you're about up there. And then Houndoom itself is probably just below it, down there. Okay, there we go. Kingler. I think you go up here, right around the Kabutops. Slugma, Magcargo. That's where I meant to put that. Yeah, I think that I agree with that. Just straight up. There we go. That's a better order. Cursula. I think Corsola is really lame, but Cursula brings a lot of intrigue into it with the more white aesthetic, and I think it's really fun. Because I think Corsola is kind of a meh Pokemon. I like the idea of it behind like it being like a reef and whatnot. Remoraid, Octillery. Octillery I think is kind of decent. Delibird don't really care for. Skarmory I think is really fun. I think he goes into like low, almost goated. But the other one is I think S tier for sure. Mantine I like a lot. I like the super simple Manta Ray. I think it goes kind of like around there. I think that's where that fits. Suicune aesthetically is one of my favorites. Genuinely, I'm gonna put it around here. Probably I'm gonna drop Jolteon down in the S tier, probably down to around there. I still think he's one of my favorites. I'll have to like really like rearrange the boys into like the order that I think that they belong in way later on. I also really like Entei, but I think Entei is like one of the almost goated ones, and then Raikou, aesthetically wise, I think is the most decent of them. No, it goes up in the decent category. All right, now we are on Tyranitar and Mega Tyranitar. I want to like Tyranitar a lot. I think he's a little bit derpy, so I think he goes pretty high decent, like up there. And then Mega Tyranitar, I think, is right next to him. He's still just kind of derpy, but just like really spiky. And that's about it. Ho-Oh is one of my favorites, in all honesty. I think he fits probably around there, kind of like in the low, the boys. And then Lugia, I think, is my lesser favorite of that pairing. So I think he, like, Lugia goes in like high almost goated, personally. Celebi, Flying Onion. Okay. I think Sceptile is a really, really cool idea. I think Mega Sceptile is right next to him. Yeah. Mega Blaziken especially is like decent S tier. I think Blaziken in itself is like high A tier, like insanely high A tier, probably up there even. And then Mega Swampert. Let's go probably down there, in all honesty. I don't really care for Swampert as much, personally. Swampert himself, kind of goes next to him, in all honesty. Gardevoir is probably low S tier, probably right about there. I like the sleek look of her. I think she looks really, really cool. Lotad, S tier. I love Lotad. God, there's a lot to go through. Should I just start picking out like my favorites? Yes, yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too. I'm starting to like get burnt out a bit more on it because, you know, choosing like, yeah, I'm gonna just like skim through them and just grab the ones that like stand out the most to me and then move on from there. Because yeah, I think I agree. I don't care about the toilet seat as much. I really don't care about any of these guys. Hariyama's eh. I think Mega is like really high, almost goated. The Mega Manetric is a really fun one. I think the Roselia is a really fun one too. What was about there? Mega Sharpedo looks so stupid. Wilmer's fun. Camerupt fun. The Mega Camerupt is really fun too. Put Mega Camerupt up there. Probably like in decent high. I really like my Lodic. I think my Lodic has grown on me quite a bit. Oh yeah, no, there's a lot of Pokemon and all. Um, the more I think about it and the more I'm doing this video, I don't know that I'm going to upload it to YouTube, but it's still good practice to try and record and whatnot. And I am genuinely curious to do this and finish it so that I can have the S tier list on my About Me page on Twitch. But yeah. Mega Glalie, I genuinely really like. I'm gonna put him up there. I know he's not very good, but genuinely really fun Pokemon. Right. Genuinely, Regice is a really fun one too. Aesthetically, I think he probably goes pretty high A tier. But I've always liked him. Big old ice cube. I am over here. There's that, the Reggies. Ooh. I like Latios and Latias a lot. I'm gonna put Latios probably in like low S tier. And then Latias like in high A tier. I think that is a fair judgment of them for me. Okay. Now we get... Am I Team Kyogre or Team Groudon? I think in terms of Mega... Oh, they both look really cool, though. I think I might actually be Team Kyogre, though, in all honesty. If I have to choose one, and I think I do have to choose one, I'm going to put Kyogre, like, up here, along with the Mega next to it, the Primal. Because, like, aesthetically, I think it's the coolest. And then I'm going to put Team Groudon in the high A tier. Yeah. And the scrolling up and down is going to be really annoying. That won't work. Oh, you can just kind of like move them around amongst there. That's interesting. Okay. Where am I? I am right here. I think Mega Rayquaza looks so freaking cool. I think he goes down there. Just barely into into S tier, I think. Now we are getting into... Oh, Swellow. Swellow and Tailo. Absolutely low S tier. Actually, maybe even higher than that. Yeah. I agree. What am I doing now? Jirachi, don't really care about. The Deoxys, I want to like. I'm gonna put Deoxys regular, probably like in like decent, like the decent tier. I want to like him, but I kind of don't at the same time. Empoleon S tier, easy. Good old Steel Water right there. Easily S tier. I think that is my favorite of the Sinnoh starters by far. Staraptor also goes really low S tier, right next to the Bong Unknown. And then Bidoof also goes S tier for sure. Freaking love Bidoof. Luxray, I love Luxray, especially shiny Luxray looks really cool. I'm going to put it up here next to Ferret. I think it's a really good place for it. Granados looks like a little fat boy. I'm like indifferent about Floatzel. I think Gastrodon is like pretty high A tier. Yeah, I think Gastrodon fits right there. Don't really care about Drifbloom or Drifblim. I don't really care about the Lopunny. I think Mega Lopunny is a really fun addition to Lopunny, but it's just Miss Magius, I think Mischievous looks cooler. Honchkrow, no thank you. Mega Garchomp looks really cool. I think that goes like high A tier, personally. Mega Lucario definitely goes like low to mid S tier. I like Mega Lucario a lot. I think that goes right next to Swallow. I like that. Let's not quite in the Arceuses yet. I'm almost there though. Toxicroak, I think he goes really high A tier. Electivire, I think I'm team Electivire in this one. I think Electivire goes like low S tier. He's a really fun one. I like the way he looks. Togekiss, Mega, I don't really care about them as much. Oh, Abomasnow. Oh my god, I'm gonna put just like Mega Abomasnow as low S tier. I freaking love Abomasnow and Mega Abomasnow so much. I'm gonna put them probably right next to Mega Glalie. Oh, Glaceon. Oh my god, my favorite evolution. I just completely forgot about that. Yeah, Glaceon goes like way up, like probably right next to Snorlax in all honesty. Definitely my favorite. I love the color palette. I love everything. I like how much sharper the color palette looks in the shiny too. Mega Glalie is sick, probably low S tier. Ooh. Honestly, Dialga Origin is probably my favorite of the Sinnoh legendaries. I know it's a Hisuian actually, but like of the designs of all the Sinnoh legendaries, I think the origin of version of Dialga genuinely looks the coolest to me. And like for good reason too. I think Manaphy is a really cute one. I think it goes probably low S tier, maybe even high A tier, but I'm gonna put it low S tier. I think it's a really fun one, like an underrated mon, I think. Arceus, I don't really care about. Shaman, I'm not the biggest fan of personally. Victini is a really fun one. I'm gonna put an A tier, probably right about there. Hisuian Samurott, super easily S tier, like right about there. I think is fun. Just super clean, edgy boy design. I think they really cooked with that one. I don't really care about all that many of these. I think Gigalith is cool. I think Gigalith goes into A tier, maybe low S tier. So I'll put him low S tier. I think Gigalith looks sick, especially the shiny Gigalith looks actually like really cool. I'm going back below the Arceuses. Excadrill looks really cool. Maybe like A tier. Scrolling is starting to get like a lot more work. I think I should still do it for A tiers and S tiers. Let's keep going. Bro looks like he's really high. That's kind of funny. Swaddle. Yeah, I think Swaddle goes there. History and Zoroark, I think, is definitely like decently S tier, and for a good reason too. Sweet and the Lowland versions, they really cooked on those. They did a good job. Reuniclus I actually really like. I think it goes in pretty high A tier. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay, I'm gonna keep my finger on home so I can just like jump straight to the top once I click on one. Let's see here. Was here? Yep, I just did that. Galvantula is kind of cool. I think that goes into the A tier for sure. Yeah, I like Galvantula a little bit. There we go. Are you kidding me? I clearly clicked it. Where did that go? There you are. Cool. So you definitely go into low S tier, probably around there. I think that is a really fair place for that. For the Haxorus. I think Haxorus looks really, really cool. I think Hisuian Braviary looks really, really cool. Probably really high A tier, I would say. Zekrom, my first legendary, I think easily goes into low S tier. Easily. Genesect don't care as much about. I think you go into decent A tier. We'll look around there. However, I think the coolest of these starters is definitely you. I'm gonna put you down here though. You're like right there. Especially the shiny variant looks really, really cool. All the Vivians. Aegislash, definitely S tier. I think it looks sick in design, and I think it looks really, really fun when you play with it. I think I'm on Team Yveltal all the way. In fact, I think Yveltal is one of my favorites full time, for sure. Malamar, I think, is also a like underrated Pokemon. Definitely low S tier. Tyrantrum, I think, goes pretty high A tier. Not really, in all honesty. Hmm. For sure. One of the coolest Pokemon. For sure. Samurott. Not Samurott. Golisopod. I think it's Golisopod's evolution. Anyway. I really wish it would tell you. Oh my goodness. I didn't mean to scroll down this far, but Inteleon, one of my favorite starters of all time. 100%. I just saw it and I was like, yep, that's one of them. 100%. I'm not a big fan of a lot of these. A lot of them just feel kind of meh to me. I like the Miniors. I don't like Turtonator as much. I almost like Mimikyu. I think Mimikyu is good A tier. There we go. Now I'm down here. I'm down to Tapu's. I think this one, Tapu Bulu, I think it is. I think he looks kind of cool with his big old hat. I think he's like low S tier. If I'm saying he's kind of cool, no, he is kind of cool in all honesty. Yeah, I think he deserves to be there, like low S tier. The Miniors and then the Ultra Beasts. Oh, Solgaleo is 100% one of my favorites. Okay, straight up, you go up there. Besides that, I like Marshtomp a lot. I think Marshtomp is a really, really fun Pokemon. I especially like the shiny of Marshtomp. I like a lot. So it's there's the Ultra Beasts. I like Zeraora. I like Zeraora a lot. Probably around there. Yeah, I think that works. I've got a lot more S tier Pokemon than I thought. I thought it would be like a lot more like picky about what is and isn't. And Corviknight is 100% one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. Freaking I love the edgy ass bird. Here we are. Here. Already put Inteleon up there. I put Corviknight up there. Now in my favorite gen. I think Boltund is one of the coolest, like one of the slickest. I think I'm gonna put it over here by these guys, like the low S tier, but still really, really fun encounter. I think they did a really good job of making it like as sleek and whatnot. What else from here? Grimmsnarl's cool, but not cool enough to warrant like being up there. I don't care about the Alcremies. Frostmoth. I think Ice Cube is a really fun one. I think he's just kind of silly, so I'm gonna put him down there. Not quite in Paldea yet. Urshifu, easily one of my favorites. But before we get to Urshifu, Dragapult is easily my favorite pseudo-legendary. Definitely goes straight up to the top. I think he looks so sick. I like the really sleek designs. Speaking of sleek designs, Zacian is easily one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. Definitely my favorite legendary. Easily. All right, let's finish up Gen 8 real quick. I think Urshifu, easily the Rapid Strike version of Urshifu looks really, really sick. Definitely goes up there. Let's not get ahead of ourselves real quickly. Zarude is kind of fun, but eh. I think if I had to choose one of these. Oh my goodness, I like all the horses. Yeah, I think I'm gonna choose Glastrier. Cool mon. So now I am in the Hisuian decks. I think Cleavor is the coolest of the Scyther evolutions by far. I think that it just looks so sick with the dual axes, like the fat dual axes. The coolest for sure. I love Basculesian. There we go. That's where I was. I don't care for Namorist. I don't really care for Sneasler. Of the Paldean starters, I think that Skeledirge is by far the best. I think they had a lot of fun designing that one. Now I'm at the very bottom of Paldea. All right, let's keep going. Yep. Ceruledge, sick. The moment I found out that thing existed, it was immediately on my team in my playthrough that game. I love oh, what's his name? Kilowattrel. Kilowattrel is another Pokemon that I think is like underappreciated. I think that is such a sick Pokemon. Ticaton I think is hilarious. Probably a good A tier Pokemon. Star's fun. Oh my goodness. I completely forgot about Glimora. I freaking love this Pokemon. Probably down there. I think is a really safe place for that to put that. Don't care about Veluza. I don't really care about the Tatsugiris. I think they're fun. They're good A tier stuff. But oh, now we're in the paradoxes. Oh, genuinely, who's my favorite of the paradoxes? I think I should choose probably one past and one future. I think I'm going to choose this one as the past because I think he looks really cool. And then the future. Wait, did I pass that? Definitely the Iron Bundle. Most definitely Iron Bundle. I think that one's sick, especially the shiny is just so cool. Excalibur is lame. I think Goldengo is interesting. You go like low S tier, and then Chi-Yu, especially the shiny Chi-Yu, goes definitely like higher on the S tier. I love Chi-Yu so much. I'm definitely Team Koraidon, even though I own Scarlet over I own Violet over Scarlet. I think I've grown to like Horizon's like design and everything more, especially like Horizon was such a huge letdown to me. Once I found out that it was just Electric Dragon, I was like, that's kind of lame. Like, I know it's really good and competitive and everything, but it's just always like been like, that's kind of lame personally. And then is that it? Might be it in all honesty. I do really like you, but I more like you because of like you're really good in a sun team. All right, let's skim through again and make sure that that's correct. And I didn't really miss anything. I do really like Annihilate. Annihilate is sick. I think Annihilate goes into like the low goated. I like Irakuda a lot. It's like pretty high up there. All right, yeah, let's go over here and let's kind of like fix this up a little bit. And like actually rearrange things. So all I care about is the A tier and the S tier and rearranging where I think things should go. Yeah, I think I think you should go up there. You look so cool to me. The Mega Pidgeot, I think it's just awesome to me. That looks sick. I love Zacian so much. I don't even know if I can just rearrange these into the order they should actually be in. I just like agree with it. Can I get a good screenshot? Okay, if I have to, let me knock a few out. Let me review everything in S tier and see if I can't knock anything down. And then same with like A tier to B tier. I think I can confidently knock you down to A tier. Yeah, I think that's right. Of these, no, I think I agree with that. I think you can go down to there. Honestly, I need to knock 2 more out of this to make it into the screenshot more. I think I'm going to put you down there just because Raichu's already in the S tier. I think that goes down there instead. Then everything else. Cool. Nice. And then I can file, save as. And let's open that up and make sure that that actually saved correctly. Nice. That was a bit of a time. Oops, that's not what I wanted. that took a good while to do, but I think that was fun. My brain is kind of frazzled and whatnot, and I don't really have a solid plan yet of what I want to do next as in terms of Nuzlocke. So I think I'm just going to end stream early this time and then start up the next stream on Sunday with a bit more of a plan. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm out of here.